Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. This is Hunter, and joining me today are Nintendo Switch 2's two biggest fans, Juan and Jess. How are you guys doing today?
Well, to even ask me that question, I had to take out another mortgage.
Oh my god. We are good.
I'm so proud of myself. Obviously, this episode we plan to talk a lot about the Switch 2 and all of the news that came with it. It's probably going to be a Nintendo Switch podcast. I think this one might be a little bit shorter too, guys. So before we really start diving in about how upset Hunter is that the Switch doesn't cost more,
True.
you have been playing, what's the name of the game again?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, and I kind of wanted to talk about that for a few minutes.
I'm obsessed
Let's
with
go. Let's go.
it. I thought it was brand new.
It's old.
I thought I had lived under a rock.
To be fair, there is a brand new update for it. Like, it's very new. There was like a big expansion.
Oh,
But
I didn't know that.
I think the only thing that I had, because I was wondering if there was like DLC or anything like that, and I'm pretty sure everything that they've released to update the game or like add stuff to the game, I think it's all been free.
yeah, all the DLC has just been built into the game. So just as long as your game is up to date, you have all the DLC.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what's original in DLC. I just got the game.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's going really well.
nice. What is your favorite thing to do in Stardew Valley?
Honest, I'm hyper fixated on building the relationships.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
she is.
respect
She's got a
that.
whole paper about it.
Hunter, I have 3 pages of notes. Like, I was sitting at work and I was like, okay, I'm stressing because it's the wizard's birthday. I gotta figure this out. I was shopping, trying to make sure that I build relationships. He's the lowest one, by the way. I have nothing built with him.
Which one?
The wizard. He's so grumpy.
Oh.
I walk in and I'm like, nah. Clearly you got it handled, my dude. I'm gonna leave. You need
You
the
like-
void of what? Nah, not with that fucking attitude. I don't think so.
You give him a gift and
You're
he just
getting-
smacks you upside the head.
Yeah.
He smacks it out of her hand.
Well, because I was very confused in the beginning, so I know I Googled everything. But you have to go to him into his little underground area to edit your character.
Uh-huh.
But you have to have a relationship with him to get down there. So I'm trying to, like, be nice enough to him because I wasn't paying enough attention, and my girl's hit. She has not good hair. She's, like, black. I don't know what's going on. We can edit that out. That sounds so bad.
No,
When I say
it's
it
fine.
like
She's
that?
chopped. She's a chop hoe.
Like, it's just, her shirt has stains on it, and she's wearing, like, pink pants. The fit is not good.
It kind of sounds like it's bussin'.
No, it's horrible. Like, even the one person's like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know. I could
didn't-
barely see it, because when you make your character, it's so tiny.
I see. That was my follow-up question was, what you made this character and you're such a hater.
I did. I was like, no, I got the hair color right, but then I was like, yeah, the hair with the trash literally in it in a bun, that's it. That's the one I want.
The trash got tree branches in that hoe.
Yeah,
Well, farm
but
work
he
is
won't
hard
let me
work.
down there. Yeah, he won't let me down there because he doesn't trust me.
Who the fuck doesn't trust who?
The wizard. And I don't know if I like how he looks. He looks like the Undertaker when you're looking at him not quick. And so I'm like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. But then like the little face icon of him that pops up when you're actually talking to him, it's not that at all. Yeah.
Well,
So
what-
I have been watching her play quite a bit, and dude, I love this game. It is so cute. I like the haunted. What is it? It's like a community center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the little pups.
Yeah, I really, really, really like that area. I also
very
like the mines.
Miyazaki.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of like the whole thing, right? Because that's what I had imagined too.
Mhm. The mines is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like there's some bring some snacks and some stuff that you can heal with for sure. But it's pretty tough, and there's a lot of it to go for you. There's a lot of mines to go. What level are you at?
I'm at like 55.
Okay, there's a lot
Do
of
the
mines
ghosts-
left to go.
Yeah. Do the ghosts get easier, or do I still have to hit them 60 million times, but only once a minute because it takes them forever to get to me?
Well, you can get better weapons
Got it. I'm just weak as
and
fuck right now.
and
Sure.
better armor.
Armor. I'm wearing rags.
Yeah,
Like-
literally.
My highest relationship is with the homeless guy, Linus. Me and him are tight because he's like, "You also live outside?"
You fucking bum.
He's probably one of my favorite characters. He's so funny.
I like him too. There's some crazy dialogues with him in the game too. I don't want to
A
like
little bit.
reveal too much because I don't know exactly where you're at, but
Yeah, I haven't had a cutscene with him yet.
Wait, isn't he the one that was going through the trash?
Yeah,
Yes.
the one that I was like, "I got you, G. You're fine," because I go through the trash all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, I think we have had some interaction with him.
have you gone to the Adventurers Guild?
I have a steel sword right now. I think it's the steel small sword.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
That's
okay,
all
that
I
was
got.
so yeah. You can buy upgrades there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you unlock some of the armor in the mine, but there's
Really?
yeah, there's you should get like some boots and stuff like that, I believe.
Yeah, I think I have winter boots on right now in the middle of spring.
Gotta cool down.
In the middle of spring.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It matches the fit as best as it can, I guess. They're the same color as the stain on my shirt, so it works.
Yeah, true.
Well, I will reveal something without saying too much and say that ain't even the only mine.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's like more around the map.
Yeah, there's at least one more.
Oh,
At least.
So I finished one of like the bundle squares, like the whole thing, and they built
Mhm.
that bridge for me, and I was over there. And I made it to like the other side through all like the minerals you have to break up.
hmm
But I didn't like go all the way to see what was on the other side. Is it over there?
I don't want to tell you.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. Love that.
God. Like literally, I could answer every question, but I don't really want to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want me
Do you
to,
have
I will tell you. But I didn't know if you wanted me to. If you want to find out yourself.
No, we'll find out. We'll push through.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite of like the townspeople?
Have you met a man named Krobus?
Okay, so he popped out of the bush and I found him, but then he disappeared again. So I know who it is, but I haven't like actually met him. I chased him through town, followed his footsteps till he popped out of a bush, and then he took off again. That
Well,
is-
you can
Yeah.
talk to him if you go into the sewers.
Yeah, I can't go into the
Oh
sewer
my
yet. Like the
God.
slime or the water, whatever nasty
Mhm.
solution is oozing out
Is
of
this
it.
Flint?
It's not all the way down the pipe yet, so I can't like walk it or anything. I just go to it and it's locked. Everything's locked.
Well,
I can't even destroy the asteroids that keep falling from the sky.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I want her to do. Like when I'm watching her, it's like I want to be a part of all of those like really cool meteorite things that are like really cool all over like her yard. Yeah, because they're like
Mhm.
fucking up her yard, killing the whole vibe actually.
Well, I've upgraded all my tools, so they're all steel now, but I need like the cross that Jesus was on to destroy the asteroids.
Ooh, wow, that holy relic.
Yeah.
It's in the other mine that Hunter won't
It
tell you
probably-
about.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, that's when you find the Ark of the Covenant, and it gets crazy. You gotta kill
Oh my
Indiana
gosh.
Jones to claim it. It's tough.
I don't know. He's a Nazi killer. We
I'm
should let him
so
stay.
over the holiday
True.
events though, because here I am. Like I have to go ice fishing. I hate the fishing in the game. I'm so bad at it.
It's better now though.
I do be catching a lot of those broken CDs though. I'm a master at that. Mostly
So-
because you don't have to catch it at all. You just press the button and it pops up. But still.
Fishing is also partially about where you go fishing, because it's different fish in the ocean, the ponds, the rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it seems like the ocean is where we were having the most luck with actually finding fish.
Yeah, the
I
ponds
and I
are
also-
pretty bad for finding fish. Like you find a lot
Yeah.
more like junk and random stuff. But as you get better at fishing, you'll actually start reeling in some good items too. So like that's one of the
Yeah.
benefits of getting better at fishing. And I'm pretty sure the higher your
I-
fishing level is, the bigger your fishing bar is for catching stuff.
Oh, well, that's good. I have caught like a couple of fish, but it's mostly just trash. Literal trash.
Fair.
Yeah, like actual, like, what is it called? Rubble? Is it just
Mhm.
trash or is it rubbish or something?
Yeah, there's like a gray thing and it pops up and it's like, this is just trash.
Mm.
Broken glasses.
Hell yes.
Maybe I'm thinking of Dark Souls.
I don't know. Because, like, I hate the holiday events, especially the one where you have to go ice fishing, because I'm embarrassed the whole time. My pole never leaves the water because I can't catch anything.
Yeah.
Have
and then
you?
the egg hunt, I know I beat Abigail, but her ass still wins every time. I watch her grab one egg. I've got, like, 8. And they're like, no, she won, for sure. She has 1. What do you mean?
You
Count 'em.
You gotta
Count
cook
'em right now.
Abigail. I hate Abigail. I would push her into the dirt. I'm
Well,
not
I'm
I am
trying-
not an Abigail fan.
Take her into the mine.
See,
But
I
the
was
other
really,
mine.
I did cheat a little bit because I was like, I'm trying to build up with Sebastian because he's such a funny character to me. He just literally mopes around and smokes a million cigarettes in the corner.
Is that the one that you want to romance?
Yeah, the one that looks like he cuts his wrist.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, yeah, the emo
Oops,
one.
Sorry, Wolf Squad won't like that.
Let's take a quick second. All right, continue.
But yeah, and so I was, because at the spring dance crap, they make you ask all these people, and then they all say no, and they're like, no, you're a little bitch, and you stink with that stain on your shirt, so, like, go away, I have someone else I want to dance with. So he dances with Abigail, and so at first I was like, oh, okay, I'm about to have to fight her. No, they're siblings. They're, like, half-siblings, so it's fine.
Well, I mean, it's a farm, though. So
Yeah,
half
they're-
siblings can mean wife.
They're both
That's
white, too,
competition.
so-
Ooh, wow. Competition. See, it's
Yeah.
healthy. In this economy? Come on.
Mhm.
Hey, at least
Oh my God.
competition's free.
Oh. Well, you know what's not free. Well, we'll get into that in a minute.
But anyways, so I have full hearts with him, except for the last 2 that are shaded. And so, is it Pierre? That
Pierre.
Probably
owns the
Pierre.
store.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, bet, like, I see you working, so here's a bouquet, go to give it to him. And he's like, nah, like, I'm so good on that right now. Please get out of my room. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go.
Gonna go cry over here.
I was gonna-
but-
Yeah.
I was going to say what my favorite part of the game, but I can't remember off the top of my head now.
The alcoholic passed out in the room. That was a good part for me. Because he was one of the rudest characters, and then you literally go in there and Marnie's yelling because he's in his own throw up on the floor.
We've
It
all
felt,
been
it
there.
felt
Rock.
good to witness that.
I was going to say that's pretty punk rock.
Shane was the worst character ever. He was so rude. He's okay now, but
Have you
That's
gotten?
serious.
So you haven't gotten that far in romancing people yet?
I mean, I thought I was as far as I could go. Like with Sebastian, we have all hearts except for the last 2 that are shaded in already. Nothing. He is not looking my way at all. He takes my gift and he's like, "That's great, bye."
Well, you're not that serious if he's not living with you. I'm sorry to say.
First of all, I looked it up, so I was like, cool, I could marry him. He can work on the motorcycle at my house. That's cool. But then I was like, wait, I didn't update my house yet. So maybe that's like part of the reason. I don't know. But I updated my house.
I remember. I want to make my fucking 30-minute late joke now. You've been through like 5 seasons in this game, and I've never seen you take a bath in that game one time. When you're talking about how dingy you look.
I did discover the bathhouse, but I don't get it. So you go all the way up. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands. I'm ripping cords.
No,
out.
you're good. It didn't mess up.
So I go all the way up to it, and then you walk in, and then you go through that spot on the side, the left-hand side, and
Yeah.
it literally puts you in your bathing suit, but then that's it.
Yeah, how do we work the bathhouse, Hunter?
You just gotta stink it up. No bathing.
Oh, you really can't bathe?
I don't think I ever did.
So it's not that I'm thinking.
No.
So
And
Yeah.
for the record, he smokes, and I've never seen him go there.
Hmm.
He hangs out with Sam, and he chain smokes. That's all he does.
Smoke. Family Guy. Yeah, that was the thing I was gonna say. I was like, yeah, I've never seen you do that one time. I was really happy about the one thing though, is I was super happy when you told us, Hunter, that you could upgrade the irrigation because
Yeah.
the 4 plots was not working out. Also, can I call you out real quick?
yeah.
She's upgraded her watering can multiple times,
No,
And
I've
she
done it
d-
once. It's the only thing that's still copper.
she did not realize until recently that you can water more than one plot at once.
I forgot. I didn't know that you could hold the button down and do 3. So I'm doing 1 plant at a time. And I was like, wow, it's already 6. It's dark. I have to go in or I'm gonna pass out.
There's a lot of things that they don't do a good job of telling you in your defense, but that is still really
I've
funny. I
noticed
won't
that.
lie to you.
Mhm.
It was really funny just because I was specifically watching her because I've been playing Oblivion and I've been trying to like check in on her. And I'm like watching her play and she was like, God, watering this plant sucks. And I'm like, it's so ass. And then she's like, "Ah!" I'm like, what? And then I seen all the squares when she was watering. I was like, you can water 3 or 4 plots and you didn't know? She's like, I didn't know. It's so funny. I love it.
It's definitely a lot easier now. What's not easy is timing when I have to buy my, because I only have chickens right now. I can't commit to getting a whole bunch of animals.
Cock.
So I have 2 chickens, and they'll run out of feed because I feed them, but then I'm not paying attention to the amount that I have in like the chest I have sitting outside. So I'm like, oops, let me go see Marnie. Her ass, 10 in the morning, she's on her way to Mary Lewis's house to
How it
get a
up?
little cheeks clapped.
Mary Lewis.
And
What,
it makes-
cheeks clapped?
No, Mayor Lewis. Mayor
Oh,
Lewis.
Mayor
Like
Lewis.
the mayor. They have this like low key, like they be piping a lot. But at 10 a.m., girl, you just opened the store. What do you mean it's closed for the day? You did an hour of work and then you're heading out and you're not going to be back until 4?
You
I
sound,
did not come here.
You sound
Go
just
ahead.
like me because that is one of the things that irritates me the most about the game because the animals are my favorite source of income. I like the pigs. You can use the pigs to make truffles or get truffles, and then you can use truffles to make truffle oil for a lot of money later.
Yes, I plan on like upping the animals, but and even in the beginning or like when you look at the hours of the store, it's like, hey, 9 to 4 sometimes. Like what does that
Sometimes.
mean?
If you're lucky.
Yeah, literally.
And then I'll be walking over there and she's from behind the counter and she's like, hey, gotta go. And she runs out and just sticks a little sign on the desk. And
She
I'm
does
like,
the dash?
I'm here. Like, we're both in this building together. Can we just make the transaction before
I'm
you
only going to be in
leave?
here for 30 seconds, please.
No, literally.
I would highly recommend growing some of your own because it does not get better. She's an absent business owner.
I know, but like, you can only do it so many seasons. And I only have so much money because, like I said, I'm hyper fixated on building those relationships. So every birthday ever, I'm in town trying to hunt down those players.
Yeah.
Also,
NPCs.
you said how many stars do you have with Sebastian?
All of them except for the last 2 are like shaded out. Not like red, they're darker than the other ones.
So if you have all of them up to them, that's when you got to give them the bouquet.
That's what I did, and he told me to
Oh.
fuck off. Because I didn't get the bouquet until I filled in all those hearts, and then Pierre was like, yo, go get your boy. And I
Because
tried
you haven't
to,
taken a bath.
and he basically was like, I'd rather die. Actually, I might.
Maybe he has a
Like, I
specific.
choose death over romance.
Maybe he has a specific quest you have to do first. But typically, if you get them to 8 hearts, you give them a bouquet. It goes to 10 hearts, and then you have to go get a specific item to buy to give it to them to marry them.
Didn't you say he's only at 3?
No, I have all the hearts filled
Oh,
up that I
okay.
can with him,
Okay.
other than the last 2.
Yeah, you're missing something then that you have to buy, probably.
I mean, no one's putting in this effort for me. What's going on?
No, literally.
I have
Well,
to
they
do
seen the
all
twigs.
work.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta get that bread. Unfortunately, you gotta do everything in this
Crazy.
fucking game. Everyone's like, "Oh, we want this
You know-
to happen." It's like no one else is the prime mover. Nobody does shit.
Honestly.
Honestly, they don't want to see a woman farmer thrive.
My
You
And
know what?
what's up with the-
Uninstall it. Misogyny and work. I don't want to on my Switch any longer.
Crazy. And I feel like, hear me out. The people who play as the male farmers, they have great options for romance. Like,
They're not all like double
hang on,
romance.
let me look at my. I think Abigail is.
I'll grab it for you.
But
you can.
let me look.
You
Like
can.
Robin, she's a catch. Penny, oh my god, she's a catch. Leah, forget about
Well,
it.
you can romance all them too.
Yeah, but that's not who I am.
Listen, all I'm saying is when I play a video game, whatever option my character has to clap Doesn't matter. Gender,
You can't
background.
though, because then whoever you're like actively romancing, they'll get jealous and not talk to you.
Well,
I did all the research on it.
We got to do it when they go like to
And
the
then
city to see their family.
Like, can they divorce you, or can you only divorce them? I saw the book in the mayor's office.
they can divorce you,
Oh.
and there is
Ooh.
actually a specific event that you can get, and I will tell you this because it takes forever. You might even forget I said this by the time it happens. If you decide to go this route, you can actually romance everyone in the entire town, and if you do it, they will have a come to Jesus with you about the fact that you are trying to cheat on everyone with every single person.
Like everyone you
Damn.
can
It's a special,
romance,
like-
or like even the ones that are married.
It's like yes, even everyone you can marry, and they'll have like it's like a special festival like event where they all show up and they're like, "You kind of a hoe."
Oh my god!
You have an addiction. You have an
Yeah.
addiction problem.
Wow.
Y-
So should I chill out then, because they're all at really, really high hearts?
well, you
right
can.
now.
It's okay.
No, you probably have to initiate.
Yeah, you have to give them all flowers. I'm pretty sure or something.
Oh wow. Dang.
Who can afford that in this economy?
But yeah, Penny, she's amazing. Leah, Emily, forget it. They're all great, and I get Shane. Are you kidding?
Chopped.
Sam,
Chop.
Smokey Joe, Sebastian. This is
Chop.
crazy.
So
She threw the paper. She's so pissed.
Alex, all he wants to do is talk about football. Whatever.
Which one's the emo one? I'm gonna include that.
Oh,
in
the
podcast
doctor's
video.
nice. Harvey, he's cool.
yeah,
Is it Sebastian? You said.
Hmm?
Is Sebastian the emo one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna include a picture of him.
you specifically have to give everyone that you can a bouquet of flowers to get that event.
I would do every single one of them.
On my next playthrough, I think I might, just to catch the vibe.
And I guess I was right when I said there must be something else. I won't tell you if you don't want to know, but there is a specific thing you have to do to get the last 2 hearts with Sebastian.
You might as well tell me, because I'm already there.
You apparently have to visit the mountains between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. and you will be there and you can talk to him.
Ooh, he's trying to go to make out point.
This is
You better bring the Diet Dr. Kelp, bro.
Dude.
Seriously. You're gonna miss the panty race.
No, he's gonna be raiding some panties. That's for sure.
Hang on, I gotta be able to adjust my fit first. I can't go up there in the rags. In the
Listen,
bun.
I'm just saying. I'm getting flustered thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Well,
If he
He's gonna be
divorces
playing
me, though,
Hawthorne
I
Heights.
swear.
my
He's gonna be playing Hawthorne Heights, and he's gonna be like, "What are you doing
He's gonna
here?"
be chain smoking. We already know that.
my honey in the game is Krobus. You haven't spent time with him. He's a good man.
Oh my goodness, you can romance him?
Yeah. Well, sort of. He lives with me, but we're kind of
yeah.
like Bert and Ernie. We're like asexual life partners, like Frog and Toad.
I love that. Oh, also,
I don't know if Bert and Ernie was asexual as much as we think they were.
okay, you don't
I
have
never
to tell
say
me,
it.
but I am
I never
curious.
saw it happen.
How?
I think those
can't-
two like the. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was way more interested in what you were saying.
I was gonna make a bussy joke, but I'm gonna cut it now.
Birdosy.
Okay, I might got
Oh, it's staying in now.
Oh no!
All right, go ahead.
No, you said you were cutting it.
It's too fucking late.
This was AI
Alright, go
that made
ahead.
me say that.
it stinks in here. Like, I don't know.
It does after they're done. All right, go
Okay,
ahead, please.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Let's move on. We need Jesus.
I don't even remember my question. Oh, the dwarf scrolls. Why can't I read those?
You're not a dwarf.
Okay.
Is that a race you can pick?
No.
No.
Oh. Well, that seems kind of
Well,
biased.
what the heck?
Have-
Don't give them to me if I
Have
can't
you
look
taken
at
him to the
No
museum?
DIE hires.
Have you taken him to the museum?
No, I do not like him. Every time I have to turn in a stupid artifact, I want to blow the place up.
Well, you're gonna need to.
You have nothing to donate. You better get out there and start hunting. Bitch, what are you doing? Dressed like a pimp in the museum.
Well, you have to.
You get out there and look for the shit.
You have to get all the dwarf scrolls and donate them to the museum to get a translation
Oh,
guide.
no.
So.
Nope. I don't need to read them.
Yeah.
Nope. He ain't getting no more.
What is- what is she
nothing
eating?
else of my shit.
What are you eating?
That's the only way to meet the king under the mountain. Just kidding.
Nope.
No.
Ain't doing it. I hate Gunther. Can't stand him.
Yeah, he's no Blathers, that's for sure. I'll tell you what.
You're not in trouble.
Right. He doesn't. And then it even says oh, if you bring this to Gunther, he'll tell you all about it. He says nothing. Nothing. There's no conversation. Make a donation? Cool. Put it on the fucking shelf and get out.
He doesn't even put it there for you.
That's-
Blathers makes a whole fucking exhibit
No.
for you.
I know. He just sets it on top of a bookshelf. That's it.
You have to set it on the bookshelf. You have to pick the
What?
spot. Like, he doesn't even do that. He's like, yeah, this is my museum. Go make a display and get the hell out.
Yeah.
That's a good gig. I kind of like his hustle.
No.
This might be one of my favorite episodes of the podcast.
It's just
This is incredible.
okay.
Make
Okay.
sure you
Most
do
of it
all
I'm-
those bundles. That's the biggest objective in the game to get more stuff happening is to fill all those bundles.
that is another thing that I'm like hyper fixed on.
Yeah, so like
Is the
you want to
bundles.
keep all your golden crops, and when you're foraging stuff, if you find gold star ones, you want to keep usually one or two of everything that you get. Will make it a lot easier.
I told her to do that multiple times, and she has not.
I have actually.
Fucking
Thank you.
done it. Well, now she does. But in the beginning, I told her, I was like, make sure you keep one of every single thing. And then when she goes to the cool haunted house, she's like, fuck, I just sold that. I was like,
I literally have pictures of every bundle that's available to me on my phone. So whenever I find anything or I grow anything, I look through the bundles to see if I need it or how many.
That's a good.
I'm going to be
move.
honest. You're going through, like, my Elden Ring, like, life right now. Like, how you, like, have pictures of everything, diagrams, plans, papers. I genuinely love that for you. I don't think that there's anything more enjoyable in the world than when you're playing a game that you're specifically, when you're not gaming, look up so that
Yeah.
you're more prepared when you play. I don't even know how to explain that feeling, but to me, that is what makes probably one of the best gaming experiences in the world.
Well, this is a callback to when we were talking about, or we got asked a question, like if we like the collection quest or anything. This game is one big collection quest to me. So I love it.
Yeah.
Well, when that is the game, that makes that's perfectly fine. I think me and Hunter were talking in the pretext of when that's not the game.
Yeah.
When you're playing a farming game, the whole point of the farming game is to get what you need to continue on.
I also
As long as you're going into it. What's
I
that?
think the loop, the gameplay loop of Stardew is really fun though. Like I think
It is amazing.
if you think about it on some layer, like or level, almost every quest is sort of a fetch quest of some sort in every game.
Yeah.
It's either like a fetch quest or it's like go here and kill this or blow this up, or like the main types
There's
of
a couple
quests.
that I can't. Like I have so many quests in my journal that I still haven't done.
That's so that when I love a game like the way that you're playing it from sun up to sundown, and I open up my quest log and all I see is stuff that I have to do, it literally makes me excited. Like
Me
you guys,
too,
oh well,
but-
I'm sure Hunter knows, but like when me and Jess go on vacation, we like to do a good mix of.
Back
So
in.
I don't know how you and Bailey do your vacations,
Mhm.
but me and Jess will do like a good mix of I just want to sit in the hotel with you, or I want to go sit outside of the hotel with you and just sit and take it all in and just relax. But then also, me and her will make a list. Like when we went to New York, we had a list of stuff that we wanted to do. Or Chicago or Wisconsin or the Mall of America was a big one.
Yeah, like an itinerary of stuff we wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like if you get to it, you get to it. But like that first or second day, hi Nixie. That first or second day, like when you're looking at the long list of stuff you still get to experience and something that you're genuinely enjoying. Oh my God, that is like probably one of the greatest feelings in the world. I love that so much.
Yeah, I do enjoy that. I'm feeling that way a bit in Total War right now because like I've been really enjoying the game and I have so many campaigns still to play because every legendary lord has like their own campaign with its own objectives. And I'm like again over 200 hours into the game and I'm not I think I've completed 4 or 5 campaigns out of like 50.
Ooh,
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I'm
That's literally such a good feeling.
Yeah, so I'm just like endless content. So if if the world gets too expensive, I can buckle down and play Total War for the next like 1200, 1400 hours still.
me.
This is actually a
Speaking of expensive,
yeah, this is a great segue to the most affordable game console of all time.
speaking of expensive. I mean, speaking of affordable, like you said, affordable, like pocket change
Mm.
to us upper class folk.
Hmm.
Have you guys read anything about that Switch 2, by the way?
Never heard of
Anything
it.
at all, maybe?
Like the Krusty Krab too,
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you
with
and me.
cheese.
All right, so this is the thing that I really wanted to get to today. I mean, I really like Stardew, and I'm so happy we did that. And I think as Just Plays More, we'll have to do more episodes where we kind of just deep dive, because this was genuinely like, that was probably like one of my favorite conversations we've ever had. I had pulled up this thing because Hunter, I told Hunter to watch the direct. Ryan, who's been on a few times, he was texting me and Hunter as it was going on because me and Hunter were at work or something like that. So it's like we weren't able to like be up on it right away. And he was like texting us all this cool stuff. I think the number one thing that I want to talk about is the new Dark Souls game, the FromSoft game. But after Hunter watched the thing, I watched the thing and just did their direct. Hunter texted me and he was like, "Dude, I can't believe for the affordable price of $4.99 without a game, I can get a Switch 2. I'm gonna buy 2 of them." He was like, "Honestly, I wish it was $800, but for some reason they're only doing $450."
Hold on. $4.99 is the original price. Did include a game.
No, it does not include a game.
The $4.51 didn't include a game.
Oh,
The $4.49 one,
yeah, I thought this was,
the $4.99 one came with Mario Kart World, which is a $1 billion
$450 is the one that I
value
meant.
for a Switch game. You know, one Switch game, that's you saving $1 billion.
Well, maybe we could put tariffs on it and then we'll lower the price a little bit.
You're saying the 451
No game.
No game.
no game, but then
The $500 one
is Mario Kart
So-
World Bundle.
I don't
I was
know
gonna
what
say, I don't know how much everyone who's listening to this has seen or heard about this. So the Switch 2 got announced at the Nintendo Direct. Well, we've kind of known it was coming for a while, or whatever. Got announced with some games. The MSRP for it originally was $4.49 or $4.99 with Mario Kart World, which is one of the release titles for the game. This is already a bit of a problem for some people because of Switch as a handheld device that is pretty expensive. And then they also announced that Switch games are going to be $80 or $90 depending on what version of the games you're getting.
Which I don't know about you, Hunter, but almost every single one of our Switch games. Well, everybody already knows I'm a physical person, and I've kind of passed it on to Jess because she's a collector herself. So for us to get any physical copies of the game, we will have to spend $90, which is probably my biggest gripe with the whole new thing that they're trying to push on us.
Well, I have some bad news.
I'm finding it.
I have some bad news.
What's that?
It sounds like, from my understanding, and I will send you a link to this when we're done with the podcast. It sounds like the physical copies of the game are not physical copies either. They are supposed to be game boxes with a code in them so you can share them with your friends.
Well, during the direct, he showed us the new cartridges, though. He said that the new cartridges are going to have faster read speeds and that they'll come with the physical copies of the game. As far as I know.
Right, but
As I know.
I've heard conflicting information on this. I'm gonna try and find this link real quick so I can confirm this.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on. So for $50, you get the Mario with the Switch.
Yes.
So then why is it by itself sold at 80 or 90?
Well, because they're passing the savings
Because
on
if
to
you buy it with the bundle.
No.
Yeah.
It's no.
Yep. I think that's kind of what they were trying to, because they brought it up multiple times. I think that's kind of like the thing that they were trying to push is that, hey, if you just buy the whole console, you'll get the game at a discounted price. But
Just give me the game anyways, because
who the fuck's gonna buy a console without a game?
Yeah.
Even if it plays all of the Switch games, you're
First
kind of
of all,
wanting to get it for the new stuff.
the Switch 1 doesn't even work as good as it says it did.
Yeah.
Half the games tweak the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, you can't, like, there's no... As you were.
No, I think I'm understanding what you're saying, and that's kind of what I'm conveying. Which that's my big thing about the Switch too is me and Hunter were talking about this earlier. The Switch 2 fixes all of the problems I have with the Switch 1.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I don't have a whole lot of problems with the Switch 1. But my main thing is the read speeds suck balls. And when it's docked up, it should play, increased frame rates and all that stuff. It should be better on the dock. Now it will be. It's going to be a bigger screen. It's going to have more memory, and the games are going to run faster. But, like, you're not very diverse in the sort of games that you like. And I basically only play the games that you play. So, if I have a game, because they're releasing, here, I'll pull this up. They're going to be releasing with games that I love. So, that's going to include Cyberpunk and, hold on one second. So, it's going to launch with Elden Ring, Cyberpunk.
Cool. Games that were already released. Keep going.
Both the Legend of Zelda's remade again, I guess.
For the 80th time.
Yep. Okay, I got Hunter's thing, so I'll look at that in one moment. Sid Meier's Civilization, Hitman, Yakuza, Borderlands 4, the new Tony Hawk, the new Hyrule game, the new Legend of Zelda game that has nothing to do with Zelda or Link. That actually looks really good. It looks like a war game. Hogwarts Legacy, Madden NFL, James Bond, WWE, EA Sports, Final Fantasy VII, which if Ryan was on the podcast, he would fucking bust a nut.
Loves Final Fantasy.
Star Wars Outlaws. So these are all games get down. These are all games that, why wouldn't me and Jess play on the Xbox? Jess already has like 100 hours into Hogwarts Legacy on my Xbox. I have like 800 hours into Cyberpunk. Hopefully I'll get Jess into Cyberpunk eventually. These are games that we own. Why would I spend $90 on them for the Switch when we already have them on the Xbox? Especially Elden Ring, my favorite game.
I think
so. It's like, the reason I'm going to get the Switch is to play the Switch 2 games. I want to play these new games. Me and Hunter were, screaming about how much we want to play the new Donkey Kong earlier. I want the new things that they're coming out with, the new Dark Souls game. This is what I want. But it's like the price difference is the difference between $70 already stops me from buying new games. $90 is absolutely going to. The only game I'll see myself realistically getting for $90 is the Dark Souls game because I have to play them all.
So
that's it.
I have an important counterpoint to that. I don't think you're the target audience to get those games because you already own them. You are a very enfranchised video game player. You are probably in the top 5 or 10% of video game players in regards to how enfranchised you are. You and Jess own multiple game consoles. You own multiple games across those game consoles. Like, a lot of people only own and play one console, and for a huge it might even be a majority of people only own a Nintendo. With how big the Switch was.
Oh, because they sold so many of them?
Well, yeah, and I'm just saying a lot of people only own one game console. And for a lot of people, that's the Xbox, that's the PlayStation, and for some people, it's always the Nintendo. My little sister and my girlfriend, both of them, their only console that they have is their Switch. Besides, my sister has a PC.
My mom, your mom.
But yeah, and but like that's their only console. It's the only one they're interested in. So I think a lot of those people probably never would get to experience those games if it wasn't for them being released onto a console they have. It's similar to like when they've brought games from PlayStation that I've never been able to play to my PC. A lot of people who own them on their PlayStation would be like, why would I ever rebuy? Like, if let's say they brought Bloodborne to the PC, like, why would I ever buy Bloodborne? I already own it from my PlayStation. Like, Ryan could say that, but I don't. I've never had access to playing that game before. So it's still new to me,
But my problem isn't people getting more availability. The availability I love, especially the Switch. Actually, one of the only times Jess had ever gotten an attitude with me early in our relationship was we were in a Best Buy, and we seen The Witcher 3 for the Switch, and I was like, who the fuck would play this game on the Switch? That's so fucking dumb. And she was like, I have a Switch and I own it for the Switch. That made me think about the fact that it's like, oh yeah, people on other game systems need to have the same availability. And that's how, like, with Xbox, I like that they're moving games to other systems. I love that thing. But the problem is, though, is like, if somebody isn't going to buy a used system for $150 to play these sort of games, I don't think they're going to pay $100 to buy them on their Switch, though.
Are you saying
if you're going to play Cyberpunk, you're going to play it. If you're going to play, I forgot the whole list I already told you. If you're going to play those games, you're going to play it. You're not going to wait until they're $90 on the Switch too, though.
Are you saying a used, Series X is $150?
No, I'm talking about like the older systems. Most of the games that are coming to the Switch 2 came out also on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Well, I think that there's a pretty big difference in making a $150 or $200 purchase at once and then also buying a game than there is just buying a game one time. That's a pretty big difference in price point. But also, other counterpoint that I wanted to touch on, I can't pick up my Xbox and take it to work with me in the middle of a game. I bring my Switch to work with me for breaks. I bring my Switch anytime I go to Waterford, and I don't ever bring my Xbox, and I sure as hell am not packing up my PC. So being able to play those games, like I could go, and on my lunch break at work, I could be playing Elden Ring, or I could be playing Cyberpunk, which is kind of the appeal.
The mobility is a good.
That's
a good defense.
It's kind of like you could say the same thing about the Steam Deck, right? Like, why would you buy a Steam Deck when you can get a PC and play the same games and they're going to run better, they're going to be better? Well, I can't pick up my PC and go to my friend's house super easily and play it over there. I can't take it to the hospital. I can't take it to work. I can't take it to real places you need to go that kind of take you away from those things. You can't take it on the subway or a bus if you live in a city, etc. I think the fact that you can pick it up and go with it is a huge advantage for the Nintendo, and part of the reason it's the best-selling console of that series, of that generation.
But I'm not anti-Switch. I'm anti how, like, the barrier of entry for the new one, because it's like, the new one is literally what people want from the Switch. The new one is literally everything you could have literally wanted. The better frame rate, the better docking, the bigger screen. I don't think the battery life's any better, but I mean, it's a handheld gaming system that runs really well quality games. I mean, it is what it is. You don't like that, then get over it or don't get a handheld.
Okay.
But, like, people want it to just not be so expensive. What were you going to say?
I have a question, though, because, like, looking at the dashboard of your Xbox right now, does the Switch allow you to have non-gaming apps on it?
Yes.
Can you go on YouTube?
Yeah, I have YouTube on my Switch. And
I have never done that. Okay.
Yep.
Because I remember the DS. Like I was dumb and little, so I would go on Facebook on my DSi all the time.
Yeah.
But I've never done that with the Switch.
You can also, I'm pretty sure, download an internet browser, but because Nintendo is a lot more specific about their content, you definitely can't get the range of stuff you can get on the Xbox. But you can get
right. So therefore, it shouldn't cost the same amount.
Well,
fair point.
I do think that it is expensive, and I'm not disagreeing that it's expensive. But also, 2017, the original Switch release was $300. That was 8 years ago.
God, don't talk
so
about that.
You're talking about 8 years of improvements on the game. It's 8 years of inflation, 8 years of all of the bullshit that has been happening, just generally speaking. And then you're also talking about a game system that's got, I think it was 10 times better graphic system. It's got a significantly better processor. It's got 4 times the memory of the Switch, the regular Switch on a release, and it's $150 more.
Well, see, this is where I'm going to come at you, because we were texting about that earlier, and I told you I wanted to wait for the podcast. The Switch 1 was behind the times on all of that stuff when it came out already, though. So it's like them saying, like, using that as a plot point now, that doesn't really matter, especially the fucking storage on it. You could buy a 250 micro SD for like $30, probably cheaper. So it's like a lot of that isn't a valid. Well, anything that goes with the docking functions, I think, is 1,000,000,000% valid, because that is like if you hook your fucking Xbox up to a nice TV like that. I will not dispute any of that. But like any of the handheld stuff, like it looking better, it running better, doing all that stuff, the Switch was already behind when it came out. So it's like now that's not a particularly good. It was behind on like what's up?
I was gonna say, but behind what handheld?
Oh, damn, I was hoping you weren't going to bring that
Yeah,
up.
because those you're talking again about consoles, and I don't think anyone is arguing that the Switch is a better gaming console to sit down on the couch than maybe an Xbox or a PlayStation, but that's not the biggest appeal of a Nintendo console, especially
Yeah,
with the handheld era. Like you just can't. And again, I could be like, why do you have an Xbox? Why don't you just buy a PC? If
that's
you
very
can
true.
run better
Yeah, that's a good
graphics on it,
argument.
there's way more games available on the PC than there is on the Xbox because it just appeals to a different market, I think. And I think that the Switch showed that
Right.
despite being a way weaker console, the original Switch, than the Xbox and the PlayStation, it still managed to outsell them because the accessibility of the Nintendo game and the dual function of it being a console and a handheld is huge. And also the fact that
Yeah.
with the detachable remotes, like you have a whole different angle for playing the game. You know, you can play it as a handheld, or you can put the kickstand up and you can set it on your desk or whatever, and you can play it like it's a little TV. You know, like
Yeah, low monitor.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of the points you're making are valid. I do think the 450 price tag is crazy, but I also do think the world we live in is kind of crazy. Things are way more expensive than they were 8 years ago.
That's
Eggs.
fair.
Here, this is my main point that I wanted to make. I think literally because I am somebody who draws a line in the sand. You guys both know me. Like I am very much a line in the sand person. I think the $50 is like the line in the sand for me. Like if it was a $400 console and all of the games were regularly priced at the stupid ass $70, I don't think I would have a single bad thing to say about it. But it's the intentional cash grab that they're doing right now. That is what chafes my ass so bad about it.
I
I cannot stand that they needed to add on those few extra dollars when they're going to sell so many. They are actually going to alienate people with the image that they're putting out by, hey, games are gonna be more expensive now. Even though even though I like Nintendo games, you know, me and Jess have our gripes with how overused some of the stuff is. The games don't look as good as other games. They don't run as quickly as other games. They don't do a lot of that stuff that people. I don't particularly care about a lot of that stuff, but a lot of people do.
Well,
It's
which
like,
is one of the things they plan on fixing with the Switch.
yeah, for I mean,
Allegedly.
depending, yeah, right. But like, if it was $400 with or without a game, I guess is debatable. Like if it was 450 with a game, that would be fine. 400 without. But 400 with the game and the game's the exact same price, I don't think that there would be a single hater. I don't think that there would be anybody who would be upset about it. But it's that extra little bit in the GameCube on the Switch 2, but not on the Switch 1, even though it literally would make no difference. Cash grab. Like it's just like little stuff like that. It's like it's not a good look, especially when everybody is hurting right now. Everybody is struggling for money right now. It's a really, really, really bad look, and it's very cyberpunk that they would do that when everybody is cutting stuff out of their lives because they cannot make ends meet.
I guess my point is like I don't think it's any different than any other luxury product you're talking about. Like,
I
it's
agree.
not different than $1,000 iPhone. It's not different than a $500 Apple
Very
Watch.
much
It's not
so.
different than a $500 Xbox or a $1,000 gaming PC. It's just another way that you can choose to spend your luxury spending. And I
Yeah.
do think that I wish it was cheaper, but I also do think that we live in a world that's more expensive now, however you want to slice it.
It's
That is
only going to
true.
get worse. Too.
It's only
gonna
Like,
get
worse,
this
too,
will
yeah.
be cheap to us in a couple of years.
Because like
Yeah, that is the sad part.
even where this game is manufactured, like cost of living is up. You know, like groceries are up pretty much all over. It's not just America. Inflation is pretty much everywhere. Like I obviously am not cutting any slack to corporations. They're going to be gouging and making a ton of money off of this, but I guarantee you their bottom line on this product is way higher than it was on the original Switch. I
That's
guarantee you the overhead is way more. Just based on how much better the processing is, how much more money had to go into developing a portable chip for this game that can do 10 times better graphics, even if that's still not on par with like the Xbox Series X. You're talking about having to develop specific technology that's smaller, that's still capable of something similar or running similar games.
Going back to what you were saying, though, I will say you made a good point with like the graphics and like how it runs, and even if it doesn't run up to par, The thing is, though, about the Switch, because I know it sounds like I'm anti-Switch, and I'm well, I guess I am anti-Nintendo, but I'm not anti-Switch at all. I don't compare the Switch. I know it kind of sounds like I think I did a poor way of refuting my argument here, but I don't compare the Switch to other gaming consoles. It doesn't need to run as clean. It doesn't need to have as good as frame rate. It doesn't need to have as good as graphics. It doesn't need to have any of that stuff because it is its own thing, and what it does amazingly, like you said, which is probably the reason why you're going to win the whole argument, Hunter, because the point is it's a portable gaming device that you can play on the TV if you want to. I don't want to compare it to that. So that's why it's like I don't want to sap away from it because that is a good argument. My whole point, though, is that I just think that the little bit of buff in price is just a really, really, really ugly look. But I definitely do hold it to a different bar because it is not an Xbox, a PlayStation, a PC. It is a handheld console that you can play on the TV if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my biggest point, and again, I wish it was cheaper. I do guarantee you they're going to be making an insane amount of money off of it. But I do just think that at the end of the day, the overhead is higher. Prices on pretty much everything are already up. In 8 years, my grocery bill has like doubled, or probably more.
Yeah, probably quadrupled.
And you're talking about this high end electronic thing is not double. It has not doubled in price. It is definitely more expensive, but it's $150 more. It's 50% more than the original console. And comparing it not to other game systems, but to itself, you're talking about something that has 10 times better graphic capabilities, a much better processor, a bigger screen, more features, etc., for 50% more money. It's almost
the fact that it can run Cyberpunk says that alone, how strong it is.
But will the same amount of people buy it? Because I feel like it was the cheaper option out of all the consoles. That's why so many like families with kids were getting it because it was a cheaper option versus just getting a an Xbox or PlayStation.
I think that'll be the problem, though, is that a lot of people won't because of the price tag until it drops in price.
So I think...
But your point's a good point, is I do think that it will alienate people.
I think that is definitely true. I think less people will buy it at this price point than they would at a lower price point, and I think that it's very possible that less people buy this than the original Switch. But I do think a big part of the appeal of the Switch, for if you're speaking specifically to families, is that Nintendo markets to split screen multiplayer. It owns the market in that. Like PC, Xbox, and PlayStation have been horrible. Like a lot of games don't even have split screen anymore that you can play 2-player online. They just refuse. They don't even have like
online co-op anymore.
Right? Like they just
Stardew has.
They just refuse to offer that when they could very easily do it because they want you to buy another console and another remote and another game.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Very true. Like, disgustingly true. When we wanted to play Halo 5 and Infinite together, we still have not been able to do that.
Because, you're talking about $450, but what you might also be talking about is a console that all 4 of your kids can play together instead of having to buy each one of your kids a PlayStation or an Xbox or hear them screaming. They all want to turn with it instead of being able to play multiplayer games together.
Or all 4 of us, like for kidless couples like us two.
Right.
And the alternative ways you can play. With each, like they have the steering wheels and stuff that you can do.
Yeah, and
that's a good point.
And let me preface this also. I told you this earlier when I was texting. What I'm speaking to is the 450 500 point price tag. They have, as of currently, an update for our listeners as well who might not be updated on this. They have frozen the pre-orders. They are pushing the pre-orders back for it because of the current tariff situation that's going on. We could expect anywhere from like a 25 to 50% price increase, or maybe even more on the Switch because of tariffs, which is, at the end of the day, not Nintendo's fault at their price point. So I'm speaking specifically to the original 450, 500, because that is not
or outside
not
of the U.S.
fault.
market.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we have any listeners outside of the U.S., but outside of the U.S., markets might be completely untouched. But all 3 of us are Americans, so we have that issue, which that is going to be an ongoing thing. We'll let you guys know if the prices don't go up, because we never know. It's a day-to-day thing right now with the situations we're dealing with. But that is a thing, too, that Ethan had sent me. An economist had made a column about it earlier, I think maybe in Financial Times or something like that, and he was saying that at the very minimum, 15 to 20%.
Right.
And that's the minimum.
And one thing that I was reading too, I'll try to send you a link to this article as well. I'll just maybe post it if I can find the link to it. I'll maybe post it in the YouTube video as well. But they're talking about that these prices might not just be for the U.S. because a lot of these tariffs affect other countries as well because of the how much of a globalized world we live in. How many times a product exchanges locations, and not just the product is the final product, but in pieces. Maybe parts of what's needed to manufacture the chip, like the lithium, could be bought from the United States or whatnot, different pieces. And you're talking about every time one of these items changes hands between the U.S. and another country and the U.S.,
It's going to go
the
up.
price increases by that percentage. So I think you're actually talking more about like an exponential price increase depending on these. And then you're talking about having to eat the costs of developing your own location to fabricate these things or subsidize mines or subsidize whatever to get these resources to make these products or whatever. So like there's instead of like being able to I can get it cheap if I get it from this country, you're going to have to invest in the internal infrastructure of the country, and that overhead is going to increase the prices on things even not in the US with these tariffs.
That is true.
So
that is true.
I think that we will probably eat the worst of it when it comes to the Switch, but it's very realistic that this could just push the price point of electronics crazy because electronics as well as cars are one of the biggest products that is the resources are sourced from so many different places and to get to the final assembly point.
Yeah.
So
all right, well, instead of a doom scrolling the whole podcast, how about we talk about a few of the positives before we head out? I want to bring up a few of the games that I seen that I was kind of excited about, and I want to get your take on it too, Hunter. So I'm excited for people on the Switch 2 to be able to experience Elden Ring. Like, I'm really, really happy about that. Donkey Kong and Mario Kart World are the two that it's like, when we do get a Switch, I want to get those games. I want to play Donkey Kong, and I want to play the Mario Kart. Another one, though, that obviously, me and Hunter are probably going to go fucking crazy about as the months go on and it comes out. What is it?
Dusk Bloods. The Dusk Bloods.
Dusk Bloods. Dusk Bloods is a new From Software game developed exclusively for the Switch 2 as of right now. And that seems to be everything I want it to be. Like, it basically, people are calling it like Bloodborne 2. Like, it's a very Victorian, industrial age Dark Souls game. No matter what, I'm getting it. Like, if we have to wait to get the Switch, whether we get the Switch when it comes out, no matter how it cookie crumbles, we're getting Dusk Bloods. So it would be very, like, I wanted to get what your guys' takes were on that, because, like, that is seriously like that. I'm so fucking excited for that.
I'm pretty pumped when I saw that release title. That seemed to me like a big name. Like, I think if you want to release a console and you want to do it well, you have to release it with some, like, must-get titles. And I think that Mario Kart is a great one for that, because I think that's very family-oriented, and I think that the opposite end of that spectrum is games like the Souls-like games and From Software games, where you really capture and franchised hardcore gamers that really like a challenge. And I think that releasing something like Mario Kart World, the Donkey Kong game, and Dusk Bloods at the same time really covers all your audiences. Because you get the family game with Mario Kart, you get the same thing with Donkey Kong, but you also get a lot of nostalgic gamers who love the Donkey Kong titles, and then you also get to cover the enfranchised people like us who really like those types of games. So I think it's awesome that they were able to kind of pull that together for this release. I think Dusk Bloods is going to be awesome.
There is one game that I really wanted to get your opinions on. I showed Jess it.
So I don't play Souls games at all. I'm still working. I'm 2 years deep into my Elden Ring playthrough. Still stuck in Caelid. Nothing's changed. And I'm over Mario. But I am anxiously awaiting for the next Animal Crossing, though.
True.
They haven't released anything yet, but I'm waiting to see if they do. Then I'll be excited about the Switch too.
Well, this is the thing that I wanted to get your guys' opinions on. You guys both like Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
you're bringing
witch,
up yes.
Witch Brook. So, like 7 years ago, Witch Brook was unveiled as being like a Stardew Valley clone. They showed it. People were like, "Hey, if you like Stardew Valley, play this game." And they said that the Switch 2 is getting Witchbrook. I had to actually look up the name because I forgot it.
Ooh, that'll be exciting.
Hunter, did you see anything about Witchbrook?
I'm pretty sure you can get it on Steam right now.
Oh, I thought it wasn't out yet.
No, you can. I think I'm gonna check right now, but I'm pretty sure it's available on Steam. It's just not available on any consoles.
Oh, okay, that might be the thing then. Yeah, so it's like basically Stardew Valley clone, but it's about witches, Halloween, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, that'd be super cool.
That is what I feel like it would be a big plus of getting you it. Because obviously you're not as much into Mario Kart like I am. So
I
it's like
used to be, but I just feel like it's the same old recycled game over and over again.
Yeah.
But they just slightly update enough to fill the mouths of the consumers. And I'm just not that interested in it.
My mouth cannot be filled. Like I love Mario Kart so much. So it's like
No,
that
you're like
is,
to the belly with it.
yeah, I love it
Everything.
so much.
I was wrong.
Great.
I'm sorry. Witchbrook. I saw it on Steam recently, is why I said that. It looks like it is coming soon. So my apology on that. It is not out yet.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I mean they announced it so many years ago, so it's like that's kind of like a lot of the confusion behind it. Because I had thought it came out too. It hasn't come out yet, but yeah, I'm super into Mario Kart. I want to get that game. I want to get the Donkey Kong game and obviously Duskblood. But then Witchbrook is like something that one I'll make Just play Duskbloods too because she's played some of the Souls games with me.
I will gladly watch you play it.
You will play one
But
as well.
in a handheld console, no, I'll
We
throw
can
it
put it on
across
the
the
TV.
room. There's no way.
Put it on TV.
Well,
But anyways, so it's like I feel like this Duskblood. I mean, the Witchbrook would definitely be something that she would be into, and I think every Stardew fan, because we're still waiting for the next Stardew installment, that'll like scratch that itch that people have probably wanted for almost 10 years now. I mean, the game's been out almost 10 years.
But it's new to me, so
New
I'm
to you.
actively
they have been
my itch is scratched.
pretty steadily dripping content for it too to keep people invested as well. But
For sure.
But
For sure.
the other game that you did not mention that is almost enough for me to want to get the Switch alone is the new Kirby Air Riders. Because that game for the GameCube was incredible. That was one of mine and my siblings' favorite ones that we would all get together and play.
Ooh, I did not see that one.
Yeah, they did announce. It's like a number 2, I believe.
Yep.
Oh.
Because the first one was Kirby Air Rider. I think this one's Riders.
Well, that would be exciting.
Yeah, so that's like the Kirby variant of Mario Kart, but it's different. Like there's different game modes and stuff like that incorporate different things, and there's like you fight bosses while riding on your car. There's demolition derby and all sorts of different stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's that one I'm super excited to see more about personally, and again that title is almost enough for me to like want to get the Switch 2 just based on that. That game has not had. This is the sequel, and it was originally on the GameCube, so it has been a long time. People have been waiting for a sequel.
Very long time, yeah. I think they said it in the trailer. I think it's been like 22, 23 years. So it's
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
that's super exciting.
A lifetime.
I've also
for
heard
me.
very good things about the Kirby games. So it's like I feel like it's gonna be a hit no matter what.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good Kirby games, and there was a lot of them for a lot of the old handhelds. But I'm a big fan. If the only thing that would make me immediately buy the Switch is if they announce Pikmin 5. At that point, I would. My kidney's
Oh, yeah,
kidney's
for
coming
sure.
out. It's going in a white box, styrofoam box. I'm getting that Switch. If that's what it takes.
Listen, I told Hunter this, and I told Justice. I will be the biggest Switch 2 hater until they lower the prices. Duskblood comes out, Pikmin comes out, Witchbrook comes out. I'm immediately going to Best Buy, and I'm getting one, and nobody's going to know
Is
about
nobody
it.
excited about a possible Animal Crossing? I feel like they always do it with a new Nintendo release.
They just haven't announced it yet. That's the only
I
reason
know,
why
but
I
I'm
haven't.
holding out my excitement until then.
Well,
I could see it coming out in the next 2 years, but probably not immediately.
we can move on.
the
'cause
Animal
that made my
Crossing
stomach
game
hurt.
didn't come out with the Switch, the last one though, right?
Yeah, it came out in like 2020, right? Right before COVID.
Yeah, I think it came out during COVID.
Oh, okay.
See, that's fair because I got it. I bought mine in 2018, and I got the limited edition like Animal Crossing Switch with the game.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see exactly.
Because I know it was before the world shut down when I got mine. It wasn't.
Crossing New Horizons.
But I also didn't get that on like right away either. I waited a little bit before I got the Switch.
2020.
Yeah, so it came out a couple years after. That's the only reason I'm holding out a little bit is because I think there's a real chance that there might be a couple years after the release or a year afterwards for the new Animal Crossing, but I will definitely, Bailey and I would be playing that a lot if it comes out. I do.
Yeah, that would be something that I know that she would just like devour it. Like she would devour if that came out. But like you said, I mean, Pikmin for me is more so like what I would like I said, I want to act cool in front of everybody, all of the people who listen, but like they announce a Pikmin and it's like I will be out front with a Nintendo shirt on, Nintendo's biggest fan. Like I'm here. Hello.
I don't
Like I would get that so quick.
I don't think it justifies the price tag, and I want to just preface it with that, but I do think Nintendo, one thing it also has going for it, and I don't necessarily think it's a good thing for everybody, but I do think Nintendo has the most exclusives of any game console by far at this point.
Yeah, I guess year after year they do keep their games. They have the problem is though that they remake a lot of their games, so it's like we'll get a new exclusive like maybe like every generation.
Well, I'm talking
but it's
about
still like relatively
like all the Animal Crossing games are exclusive. Almost all the Mario games are exclusive. All the Pikmin games are exclusive to Nintendo. Like any of the Mario titles too, like Luigi's Mansion, the Wario games, like and any of those other ones are exclusive. Like I just think that in general, Mario Kart, Mario Party, I know those are still Mario, but they are different games. Like they do have I think more exclusive titles now than the Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, probably over the whole generation, especially because PlayStation has like 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do definitely agree with that.
So that is an interesting piece of the puzzle too, because like choosing between an Xbox and a PlayStation, you're kind of choosing based on preference more than anything at this point, and not just titles. Whereas if you're picking the Switch, you're kind of a lot of the time you're picking it for the titles is kind of even what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, the handheld or the titles, those are going to be the two.
Yeah.
All right, my final point I want to hit before we head out is I'm actually pretty excited about the Switch 2 GameCube controller. That's actually going to be pretty awesome.
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah, they're day one when the Switch 2 drops, they'll have a Switch 2 GameCube controller so that when you want to play any of the GameCube ports, you can use an actual GameCube controller. Because like me and Hunter have talked about, I think the GameCube controller is probably like one of the best controllers ever made.
I think the Cube itself was one of my favorite consoles.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
Well, that's another thing is that console still works. Mine still works good.
I'm looking at mine right now.
Yeah,
I got it just for Christmas.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, Nintendo does make some good consoles. At the end of the day, the price we can talk about a lot, but I feel like besides the Wii U, almost every Nintendo console has been very, very good. So I think that
especially the Wii, because you could play every GameCube game with your GameCube controllers and memory cards.
Well,
on the Wii, the original Wii.
The Wii.
I think that is probably like the coolest way that they did backwards compatibility of any company ever.
Yeah, the Wii is like also like the game console that like our entire generation heard their parents get divorced to in the background where we're playing Wii bowling. So that's also awesome.
Ooh, hard cut.
And on that traumatizing note for everybody else, I hated the N64. Do you guys have any final statements?
N64 rules.
I love the N64.
64 sucks so fucking bad. It sucks hard eggs.
You're just mad you don't have 3 hands to hold the controller.
That's crazy.
I got 3 legs.
Well, that doesn't help with that controller.
Guys, we're gonna wrap it up here.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of That Pop Culture Pod. Feel free to follow us on follow us. Ush, like Usher?
Sean Connery joins us today.
Slash slapped her.
Oh, no.
All right. Take 80. Thank you for joining us for another episode of that Pop Culture Pod. Feel free to follow us on basically all social medias. Definitely follow us on YouTube. Hunter uploads all of our episodes every week, and it seems to be where we get the most engagement. So definitely follow us on that and feel free to engage with us. We will talk more about the Switch because we mostly just talked about money. We want to talk more about the Switch coming up, especially as we get more information about it. Soon too, because I've been super excited about it. I've been talking to Hunter about it a lot. We will do some beer and or wine ratings. We want to get seasonal wines, and because your Christmas wines were like kind of inspiring me to do that. We'll be doing some beer or wine ratings for people. All right, guys. See you later.
Peace out.